My presentation is not technical, so I'll give you some information about the project, and then Kostas Poulios will give you more information about the technical part of the project. So, SAND5G means security assessments for network and services in 5G. We have submitted our proposal in European Cybersecurity Competence Centers in the framework of Cybersecurity and Trust Call in 2022. The duration of the project is 36 months, from January 2024 to December 2026. The total budget of the project is more than 3 million, and I mentioned before, the University of Patras is the coordinator of the project. So some information about the consortiums. First of all, there are 3 SMEs, Sphinx, OQ Technology, Wings, one university, the University of Patras, one competence centers about 5G and 6G networks, PNET, and then 2 national authorities, the Hellenic Authority for Communication, Security and Privacy, and National Cybersecurity Authority. The main scope of SAND5G is to deliver a risk and impact assessment platform for 5G in order to support first the 5G stakeholders in order to make stronger the security of their system and services, and then national authorities and regulators in monitoring security measures in line with national strategies and EU toolbox for 5G security. The project objectives, first of all, is the building of a risk and impact assessment platform that is aligned with the EU toolbox for 5G security to ensure high level of security and compliance with EU and national policies and legislations. The next one, support national authorities and regulators for the implementation of their national cybersecurity strategies and legislations in line with European cybersecurity policies. Then the third, support knowledge and capacity building for relevant 5G stakeholders and the users. Then the validation of the platform, of the SAND5G platform, across many scenarios, including 5G use cases, 5G infrastructure, services, regulators, authorities, etc. And last, finally, engage 5G EU industry and policy makers to guarantee sustainability of all developed solutions, tools, and training activities after the end of the project. The main challenge of Europe that our project can cover, the first one, European Union and its member states needs to approach cybersecurity in a comprehensive and strategic manner. The next one, enhancing the resilience against supply chain attacks conducted via cyber means. The third, then, encourage member states to avoid strategic external dependencies in ICT. And the last one, emphasizes the importance of the strategic implementation roles of the ECC and its network national coordination centers. Now I will give you some information about the architecture of our platforms. Actually, the SAND5G project aims to develop a platform that can generate both technical and financial risk evaluation for stakeholders and the 5G. To do that, ensure security and compliance of their infrastructure and offering with national cybersecurity strategies and telecommunication security framework, and then perform an ongoing monitoring, provide an ongoing monitoring of 5G systems and incorporate automating incident response feature for proactive defense. Now, here is our conceptual architecture. It consists of 1, 2, 3, 4 main parts. The first one about the operator, security operator, offer the proposed security functionality in order to protect the targeted 5G systems and conduct real-time technical and financial risk assessments and reporting. To do that, to ensure that, to execute this task, The platform gathers and analyzes data from various sources. For example, static inputs such as architectural model, penetration testing, vulnerability analysis, dynamic input, as real-time network security data from monitoring agents. The next part, the models, enable a customizable security platform to support 5G and 6G networks, and actually is characterized by interoperable, open, and disaggregated solutions. All functions and elements, for example, vulnerability analysis, penetration testing, hybrid analysis, cybersecurity intelligence, threat analysis, and so on, can be executed and deliverable according to some predefined models. Next, about knowledge and capacity. This project offers services that go beyond the boundaries of the single 5G system or infrastructure, and the main targets is the improvement of the skills, awareness, collaboration of the overall EU 5G ecosystems. Then, the last one, the 5G ecosystem consists of the infrastructure, services, and other security tools and agents. In order to validate our proposed system, we have 4 pilots with many cases of each one. The first one is about operator. The University of Patras is possible for the 5G infrastructure. We have also 2 vertical providers. The first one in health sector, and the second one in satellite communication sector. And last one, we have 2 national authorities in the sense of the member state regulators. Now I will give you some brief information about each of the pilots. First of all, about the infrastructure of the University of Patras. The 5G facilities is a non-public network that we can be used for testing and IoT applications. It is updated to the latest 5G version that can be operated in licensed and unlicensed spectrum, and we have and the system have its own SIM cards. And finally, the infrastructure includes many critical security components and probes in order to collect all the data tapes that we need. Next, about digital health and wellness. Encompasses module for remote health monitoring, disease self-management, clinical decision support, robotic power operations. This platform integrates various devices, including wearables for vital signs monitoring devices with GPS, handheld ultrasound for scanning, and smart glasses for remote support. And the security is paramount to safeguard data privacy, ensuring access only to authorized person. Then after that, about space, OQ technology. OQ Tech provides satellite solutions, including system engineering, integration, and testing. Ensure that the satellite operability in space through rigorous functional testings, and OQ offer ground station services operating in Luxembourg and flexibility in launch provider selections. Last, about national authorities, that they collect information and perform actions in order to evaluate various capabilities like the level of security posture across an area, the effectiveness of coordination and collaboration during the preparation of an incident, and the time to identify response and alert for an attack. That's all for the general information of the project. Kostas Poulios will give you some information about the technical part of the project. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer you. Thank you very much.
Okay, sorry for the confusion. Live demos can be risky, but it works. So, hi everyone from me, Kostas Poulios from Sphinx, representing the SAND5G project. So, I'll start a little bit with architecture. Paris did show you the conceptual architecture, but here you can see the architecture as it has evolved over the time through the project. Below you can see the 5G network that we are supporting and protecting. In the 5G ecosystem we have the events aggregator. This is basically the component that aggregates a lot of data and input from multiple sources, from the actual 5G network itself, the Open5GS. Through Prometheus we have the event captors. We also have some baseline prevention, detection and response toolset like honeypots or Snort for NDR. So the main idea is that there is an event aggregator that we can collect a lot of data from multiple sources. Obviously, the more sources we collect the data from, the better will be and more accurate will be the results. Then the next layer, I would say, is the security privacy assurance platform that is where all the analysis of this data are happening. All the data are going inside an ELK stack, where all the monitoring and analytics are executed. And then on the layer above, we have the automated incident response. So if there is a need for an action to mitigate a specific attack, then an incident response, a playbook can be executed. We follow the Cacao specification for the playbooks. On the left, on the same layer, but it is standalone as well as a tool, is the cyber range. And this is a component that we can train the users on specific attacks. And I will show you later all of these components in the demo. And the top layer is the user interfacing with all the dashboards and the visualization. Now going into the core component, where all the monitoring is happening. Here on the left, you will see all the assets and the controls. So basically it is really important. So as you can see here, we have different in this project, we have different partners, different pilots. One of them is Wings, the other one is University of Patras, where Paris is working on. And then we have a third partner, OQTech, who's in the space industry. So it is really important for the accurate results to have a proper asset inventory. I will show you, there are three main ways to create this model. The first one, which is probably not the recommended, is to do it manually. Just create a type software, type it a name, There are certain fields that you have to fill in. It takes time. I will not go through all of this. Just moving next, then type the vendor. This is from a link, sorry. This, I was trying to type Microsoft, but anyway, you can take any brand. This is a populated list. Once you start typing, you'll get, I don't know, product, something. And then you have to create the asset. So you have to do this manually for all of your assets, and you may have hundreds or thousands of assets in your system. I will cancel now. The second option is to upload through Excel workbook. So we have a template in Excel that you manually again type all the assets with all the fields that you have to populate, and then you choose it from your local location to upload it. And the best one would be the Cyclone DX, which is basically an SBOM. An SBOM is a software bill of material. I have a sample here to show you. This is a sample from Wings, I believe. This is a file that is auto-generated. There are certain libraries, open source libraries, that the vendors can use to produce these BOM files. From our experience so far, it tends to become, we will not be surprised if in the next few years this becomes mandatory to all of the software vendors. Just to give you an idea how long this is, it's 26,000+ lines. So it is including obviously a lot of assets, 522 entries. You can actually see also the relations between these libraries, these objects, these components. And therefore, it is a lot more accurate and realistic when we go to the next phase to see the assessments. So going back to Patras pilot, we have also almost 120K entries here, as you can see, of all the components, of all the infrastructure. Patra is the most advanced of the three pilots so far, so I will be using this for the next demo. You can see here in the assurance section, we have different criteria. We have like honeypot, we have the snort, different types of assessments. I can show you very quickly some vulnerability assessments. So this is a static assessment that was executed based on the SBOM that we received. It takes into consideration all of these libraries, all of these components, and it has a lot of results. But let me go back. I think I'm tethering through my phone, so I hope I didn't lose connection because of that. Okay, now we'll show you a monitoring assessment that involves the probably lost access. It works, it's just a bit slower. Okay, so this is a monitoring assessment. So basically what happens in the previous demo, also there was a slide that Paris showed earlier. Let me bring this back. As I mentioned, we have these honeypots and snort installed in the 5G infrastructure, and it generates certain alerts. So in these alerts, through the event captor, they go into in our CM basically component, And this is a continuous assessment. It has a duration, unlike the previous one that I showed you, which was a static assessment, the vulnerability assessment. This is a continuous one. So for a duration, we can see the monitor assessing these alerts that are coming from Snort. And based on the action that this alert has, I mean, I can show you here. So this says action block. And what it says to block is basically a specific website, a domain. So imagine that Patra or another 5G provider is not aware of a malicious domain, and therefore when SAND5G receives all these messages and all these traces and logs, the moment that is informed that there is a malicious domain, and then we have to block it. I will show you a playbook that is triggered. This is the incident response engine. So this is a Cacao playbook that has Cacao playbook can have all these different steps. This one is a relatively simple playbook for the purposes of this demo. The first step, basically what it says, it is doing a notification to a Slack message. It says notification that I will be blocking this IP. The second step, it is actually consuming an API that has been exposed by the 5G infrastructure of Patras that allows us to automatically block this domain. And the last message is another message, another alert that says that this domain has been actually blocked. And we're using a Slack channel for these notifications. This can be an email, could be a report, could be something else. But for the purposes of this demo, which is very easy, I have the Slack, channel here. So if you can see from tests I ran previously, you can see the first one that says the message that blocking this domain, and then seconds later that this domain, after it has been blocked, it's a confirmation here that has been blocked. So where is the value? The value of this is that one 5G provider may not be aware that there's a malicious domain and that should be protected by this domain, but other providers in the country, in the region, may have been already been under attack of this, already have received some damage, and therefore SAND5G, who is overviewing a wider domain, let's say all the airports of a country, all the 5G providers, they can very quickly and easily, the national authorities recommend and the providers take actions like this. It is not necessary to automatically block a domain. Actually, in real life, I doubt any company will give the access for someone to remotely take such action to actually block a domain for security reasons. But for the purpose of this demo now, we actually had this capacity because it's a demo infrastructure, it's not a live one. So this is where all the cycle ends, from the monitoring, the alerting, the triggering of the incident playbook, and the actual action that has been taken to mitigate the risk. Very quickly, I will also show you the Cybernis platform. This is the landing page. This platform provides trainings, both we categorize them as theoretical or as hands-on trainings. So they're all organized under programs. So a program can have multiple scenarios. So on the right here is a demo program, which we call a cyber hygiene. It's a basic security awareness training. It has only 2 training scenarios, this demo. The full one has about 6 or 7, I think. There's some description, some metadata useful for the students. It's a beginner, the duration, etc. And then you can go to the actual scenario. There's some information here, some skills you will develop during this training, and then you can actually start the training. I don't know how we are with bandwidth, but there's a video that is supposed to start here. You can also see the transcript. I'm not sharing audio, but
Phishing is a form of human
actually,
phishing intends to maliciously gain sensitive information via
so you get the idea. It's a theoretical training. You watch videos. You have also the transcript here if you have problem with audio. Going next, then you can have some interactive exercises. You're not scored in this. You're not assessed at this moment. Just say what phishing attacks do or do not do. Trick victims, yes, they do it. If I put it here, I will get a green tick. If I would put it in the wrong place, I would get this X. I can click the X and put it again to the right pile. Sorry, I picked another one. But you get the idea. If you put it in the right pile, you get the green tick. If it's in the wrong, you get the X. The purpose of this is to teach you, not to assess you, so there's no scoring. There's another video of email-based phishing. There are several types of phishing, email-based, QR-based, like quizzing we call it, whaling and others. We have things like images that you can see and do some certain exercises. Then I can pause the video here. It's a series of videos and questions, and at the end there's an assessment which is time boxed. For this one I have already completed, but I will show you how the assessment is in the other training. Now this is the more interesting one. This is a hands-on training that we call it, we have this interactive label, which basically, sorry, it is maybe from another, sorry, this is the wrong one. Okay, basically what I want to show you is that it's interactive. It is opening a dashboard that you can actually take some actions and complete some exercises. You can do some analysis on some logs, some DDoS attacks. You can find some IPs, and then the question basically can be like a flag, capture the flag. So once you get the ID of the flag, you can give the answer, and then you can get the points. So overall, this is what I wanted to show you. In the Cacao playbook, what I forgot to mention is that what we can also do, we can consume APIs provided by the different organizations that we support. That can be an API for their ticketing system, like Jira, for example, or ServiceNow. So instead of taking action, real-time action and blocking a domain, blocking an IP or something like that, we can actually create a ticket in their system, and then their support teams can evaluate this ticket and take action accordingly, whether they want to actually execute our suggestion or recommendation or not. That's all from me. If you have any questions, we can discuss something later.